Okay, 1438, good luck. We've not played before, there's no head-to-head score there. 6,000 games of rapid for my opponent, that's an awful lot. Goes knight c3. If I do this, we're going to end up with an e4 game. I don't want to do that, so I'll go d5. Okay, now I'll develop my knight. I might go g6, I'm not sure. e6 is probably more sensible. Yeah, let's just develop and go e6. Probably forward, he heads that off, so if I go bishop here, you've got to be careful about these ideas at some point. So I'm just going to go to e7 and castle. Okay, he's gone there. I will drop the bishop back, see if he takes. Oh, he does, so I might hold off castling then and maybe go c5. Bring the queen up just to pressure the pawn. Okay, c5 seems sensible to me. You might otherwise play a move like b4. So play it while I've got the chance to. Might not get another chance. Now, knight up is very logical. Queen down might be a move, and I guess queen up is then fine. So develop the knight. Takes, takes, it's all standing. Oh, he's gone very aggressive with the queenside castling. I probably should take there just to potentially open the c-file. I think I'm going to castle kingside though. But I might move the queen first and give myself queenside option. So we can maybe line up a sack. It's not playable yet. Queen here, knight down. So maybe just queen here, knight across, then back, knight in. I've got the option to take. I could just simply go here, but I don't like that. Gonna go here, see if you play knight down. And I can probably just drop back if I want to. Knight in, and we've got the option to take. Yeah, that's what he's gone for, so I'm just going to drop back there. We might have the option knight takes pawn, but the knight here can jump around something like takes here. So I'm probably going to just play bishop takes castle. Could get a bit sharp this one. But it is rapid chess, so no need to play too quickly. I'll just clear the arrows. Do I line this up with rook across just so there's a basic threat? I've got knight forward to hit that bishop, and there's a threat to go here, so you might have to spend a move jumping back. That looks good to me. So I'm going to do that. The knight's protected. We hit the bishop. We threaten a fork if you play it quickly and miss it, but you've got bishop to either square there to guard. But I think I'm going to just castle kingside. Queenside feels a bit not so good. Oh, he's allowed the fork. Now, he might have done it deliberately, or he might have just simply missed it. But I'm not seeing any reason not to play it, so I'm going to grab the pawn and we hit all three. But if I do castle kingside, you can imagine the pawn flying right down the board very rapidly, so queenside might be worth considering. How would it do this? I'm actually going to take the inner rook and see if you move this rook across. Knight takes is a potential move here, got to be aware of. Could happen. Queenside might actually be worth doing now that I've gained material. I think it probably is now. Here, I can simply step across. If knight in, I can just take. Queen up I could even play as well. But once I've castled knight in, it's no immediate threat, so I'm actually going to go queenside and shuffle the king across. I've just got to be careful about a pin. Yeah, he does come forward, so I thought queen up was a perfectly good move here. So I'm going to play it. I'm looking to move the king across. Obviously a6 might be a move to kick the knight. Knight in, what do I do? Oh, he's pushed forward. I guess a6 is kind of forced now. It's a bit too aggressive, I think. That a6, if you push it, just take the knight. So we might as well go a6 and then try and run the king across. Knight back, maybe bishop up becomes a move. Let's just see. But I want the king across so I can put the rook onto the c-file. So king over, rook across where the king is. If knight back here, I'd probably just take it. So I expect knight to c3. There might be another move, I'm just not seeing it. I'll just clear the marks there, get my hand off the cursor so I can't do any slips. Knight has gone back, so bishop up is a reasonable move here, I think. Threatening to just trade the bishops, and we are up material. King across, bishop check. I just run into the corner. So I like king across just while I've got the chance to. Knight down. Then knight down actually is a nuisance move, and I can't really stop it. Maybe bishop here first, just in case of knight down. Then actually, I might do that. It stops bishop here. Knight down, I've got the option to take. Otherwise, knight hitting the pawn is a bit of a nuisance. Obviously, queen back if the pawn pushes goes there. So now I think I can shuffle across. So I'm going to, because I want the rook on the c file. Knight goes back tells me you want to push forward there. So that's probably going to be a move. Now I could grab a pawn here, but if I take, knight takes, rook takes, there is bishop check at the end, so that obviously loses material. So maybe I'm better off putting the king right across. Rook across, c4, d takes, pawn takes. I mean, I've even got a bishop check here I could throw in now, but I'm going to get the king right over. Just so I've got the option to take, I've got a check. c4 I'm probably going to take. But we are threatening to capture a pawn now. Yeah, king's gone across, so now I think it's safe just to take the pawn. Rook across is still a move I want to play, but a pawn's still a pawn. If knight takes, I could even grab a pawn here potentially first, but then I'm walking into a pin. So knight takes, say queen across, there's no discovery, so I think I might as well just take back. Maybe double the rooks up and look to get that rook off the board. c4 now and I can crash through. Oh, he's gone there. That's very bold, isn't it? But knight takes has got to be a move now. So what's the reply? But obviously if he goes something like this and I'm in a pin, I can't jump then out of the way. I could take with the queen. And a move like bishop across is dangerous with a double attack. So I'm looking at just rook across here. If you push, what can I do about it? Well, I don't have to do anything initially, apart from move my knight. But that's the intended move, I would guess. Knight takes pawn would be playable. Queen across. Maybe then just simply queen back looks fine. A bit dangerous. Queen takes, a move like bishop up, and you hit the rook and the queen at the same time. So I still like the idea of rook across, but it might be a mistake. This could be strong. Maybe I simply just take it. Take, then move the knight back. At least I've guarded the rook, so I can't lose a rook to some sort of queen attack. I expect this, and I'm probably going to take. Or maybe move my knight. I was gone there with the bishop, so now my king can't escape. I think now I can just simply pin the rook. And now I am really threatening to crash through. See, I'll pre-move in case takes the rook, but I'm threatening to take the d4 pawn now with the queen. Okay, c3. So it's got to be right to take the rook. So, can I find a way through here now? Obviously, I can't go there because of the bishop. Knight here to go here could be sensible. I'm not seeing anything better. Knight here allows queen across. I don't see any breakthrough with my knight. I want to try and use the knight, so I'm going to go here with a view to coming forward. Queen across onto the light square just to try and get forward somehow. So queen c6 is my target move next, just to try and put pressure on the c file. If the queen wanders off, I can get forward. Well, that just kind of forces me into something that I kind of want to do anyway. Now, I could actually go forward now. Instead of here, the knight can't really go anywhere. So I'm going to go forward rather than across, because the knight can't jump forward anyhow. So I need to activate the rook and my knight. Knight might even be able to come back here now that pawn is pushed. Might be a little bit less risky having a knight here. But how do I get my rook in? That's covered. All them squares are covered. Or comes forward again to hit my knight, but gives me a natural development move. You might just simply have to go back. Unless you want to go here. I just have to be sensible and not let the queen somehow get around the back here. Okay, goes there, but now I think I just push forward. I'm quite happy to come here, guard the pawn, push here as well. My knight's now guarded. So I'm going to hit the bishop there as well. Maybe queen forward here, can't be attacked by the knight. The queen's not doing a lot. If the queen moves forward, then my rook is going to crash through. I'm trying to bear in mind the clock. I'm a minute down on the clock. Now your bishop can't go to either of them or there, so you've just got two squares really. 1 and 2. So I'm just looking at queen forward here. Then if the knight moves, the pawn is loose, and the queen's on a more advanced square. Oh, comes forward. Well, now again I can go here anywhere. Tempo on the bishop. But if you get the bishop planted, my king's not escaping. So if the queen ever gets round the back, there is danger there. But now my knight can start jumping forward. I've got check threats either way. If the queen wanders off. I just mustn't forget about my own back rank. So the queen has moved, allowing check. So is there a trick with getting my rook forward? This pawn is loose. Oh, that's the idea there. Ah, but I can take the bishop for a pawn. And then I've got queen back. That's just winning, isn't it? Just taking queen back, and I guard my knight. Okay, so we guard the knight. We're threatening to go after the king now. So I could play knight forward first, with a view to coming onto a much better square. So I'm going to do that. Hit the queen, get the knight on a much better square, and then go forward. Depends where the queen goes next. Obviously, we might have a rook check first. My king is perfectly safe. So the knight can't attack the queen next move. So check, king up, knight check. Then if the king comes up, I've got a knight check here. If you go there, there's all sorts happening. So I've just got to be careful. Like, you know, there's potentials for discoveries, but the knight could be tricky here. If you go on the wrong square, and it has, just played a bit too quickly, so that should win the game. Okay, that's a good win.